Hey guys, and welcome back to another video. And if you are questioning yourself either if it's okay or not, and the pros and cons of running an external SSD on your iMac, I've got some answers for you. And if you want to see, just stay tuned. So welcome back after that small intro. Here we are with, in this case, my wife's iMac, which I referred to it in one of the last videos that I made, which was a while back. I've been really busy with both personal work and clients customization work, plus support tickets and so on, but let's take that out of the way right now because I took some free time to record this video. I'm not going to be as precise as I was with my last video. If you want full details on how good it is running an external SSD, in this particular case with this, which I will talk about it in a minute, I did a video of 46 minutes. So if you have the free time and if you want to see boot times, differences, everything with my iPhone, with the chronometer, application opening and closing and whatnot, I've got a 46 minutes, and I will try not to forget to post a link on this video. This is more a reminder for myself when editing the video, so I'll try not to forget. If I do, please just send me a message. Hey Robert, you forgot the link. In this video, what I want to share with you is just an update. So got my wife's iMac, and there are a lot of reasons, even nowadays, that you get an iMac with an external, with the internal HDD. In my case, it was a matter of a good deal. I had a big discount, 20% off on this model. This is the, and I can show you here on screen, this is the i5 2.7 Intel Core with 8 gigabits of RAM, and it has the integrated GPU, the Intel Iris Pro. So in Portugal it costs 1,350. I had 20% off cashback, and that allowed me to give her another gift, which was the, I've got it here, which was the the iPad with iPad mini with Retina display. So for this device, which is my wife's now device to make presentations at work and whatnot, she's totally happy with the integration of all of them. This just to say that this was my reason to get an internal HDD. The best option would be an SSD. So for someone that haven't tried or hasn't tried an SSD, they will not know what it is. In case of my wife, she didn't know until I placed this. And it is connected right now. I don't know if you can, yeah, you can see right there. Until she pressed one of the apps and automatically opens, she was not, she didn't know what it was. So, but try to not lose much time as I do in the videos. Regarding the tests, all of the tests were exactly the same as my Mac Mini. So I did a 46-minute, as I mentioned, video on the Mac Mini, testing exactly this unit. The Imac case, which I'll post the link below so you can check the prices and the availability and so on. It costs 15 euros. You have Thunderbolt options as well, but more expensive. And in this case, it's working fine with great speeds. And I also have the Samsung Evo 840 250 gigs, which is really affordable and nice speeds on this. So to sum up, all the tests that I made on the Mac Mini is exactly the same on the iMac. Pros and cons, and then I will show you a few few tests here just quickly. But pros and cons is on boot times you will not get the boot time of an internal SSD connected through PCI Express. It's impossible to beat that. You will get with an internal SSD about 10-12 seconds, something around that. With an external SSD you are talking about 25, 28, 30 seconds boot time. You will have an improvement of around 10 seconds of your regular hard drive, but is not that big of a deal. Where the advantage comes in is when you have your system loaded and you want to open an app, and I can go here to, and if I open Photoshop, for example, this is impossible to do. This timing is impossible to do with your regular hard drive. So no matter what the case may be on your side, whether it's an older iMac, whether you got a good deal as I did, there are endless options that you could end up. Whether you never heard of SSDs, might happen. You never tried SSDs, so you thought, well, I'm gonna go with a regular hard drive, and you want to try SSDs so you can have a better performance. You will definitely feel a big performance. So sorry, this is what I want to tell you. The biggest con of not having is the boot time. But boot time, if you can wait for 30 seconds, just go and have a coffee or have a sandwich or orange juice or whatever you drink, or doesn't matter. But once you have your boot done, you will have great speeds, and not just the. Let me quit this. If you have an iMac, or if you are pondering on buying an iMac, let's separate these two. If you already have an iMac with an internal hard drive, you could and you can try yourself there. Once you boot it up, you will not be precisely or immediately ready to work. You will have to wait a little longer so it loads everything, and so on and so on. With the SSD, that doesn't happen. Once it enters the screen, it's ready to rock and roll, whatever you want to call it. With the regular hard drive, that doesn't happen. You still hear the hard drive spinning and whatnot. If you are trying, or if you are thinking about purchasing an iMac, that's a little bit of a different story. If you have no discount at all, I would consider the SSD. If you ask me, hey, why not the Fusion drive? I don't really like the Fusion drive. I never had one. I'm not thinking of having one. I prefer to have just the SSD and then having my storage, whether on an NAS or whether on external hard drive. I've got one here, a new one also to put here. I will explain why, and I will show you how I've got everything set up for my wife right now. So. And let's see if I don't miss the point. I'm not working with scripts, it's just what I have here. And sorry about this ham. The thing is, if you are pondering, I would really recommend an internal SSD with PCI Express. It's the best experience you can have. If you don't have, or if you already have your iMac, then this is a great solution. And of course, if you have a higher budget, you can go for Thunderbolt. The difference will be trim support. I already talked about that in the Mac Mini. I'm not going to spend time on that because we're already with 8 minutes. I want this video a little bit short. So let's go to the iMac screen over here. First of all, I'm going to show you that I have how I have set up this. So I have here on the Finder, let's go to iMac of Vanessa, which is my wife, and of course I created the user for myself so I could mess around without changing any of her stuff here. So what I did is I installed the SSD, which is the one that you see here, with the case Inatech with UASP support. That is really important, so you can get it cannot be any case with USB 3.0. It has to be with UASP support. Otherwise you will not get that great speeds. So what I did was to get that as a system, and then the hard drive, if I go here about this, more info, Imac storage. So I've got an SSD, and then I've got the internal hard drive, which I partition it in two, one with 300 gigs and the other one with 700 gigs, which is more than I need, or than my wife needs, but it's okay. So this one is working as the system, boot and applications, and this one's just for on the system. What I did was a exact clone of the SSD. So if anything happens to the SSD, besides the having a time machine, which is this disk will be for time machine. I've got two NAS, but I don't like time machine on the NAS. I prefer an external 2.5 and just take time machine, do its thing over there, and works fine. So if you want to just get another machine, you will just bring that drive and move it on. So, and then on the other partition, let's skip it. I have just my iPhoto library, which is at the moment 25 gigs. Well, it's not big, it's not small, it's the size that I need so far. And so this is the way I've got everything working. If anything happens to the SSD, I still have a partition here with all the system, with all the apps, regardless to say that me and my wife, we save all the data on our network drive, which at the moment my main network drive is the Western Digital EX2. You can find the video, well, it's about 6 or 7 videos, I don't recall. I made an overview of everything about this machine. So, and then I've got the backups and whatnot. So what we do is we save everything. There's the folder for her, my folder, Mac, well, doesn't matter. This just to say that all the data that we have is secured. Nothing is on the computers, only temporary files that I'm working on projects, and then I save once finished. And even the projects that I'm working, I'm not working on the main drive. Always on, and that's mainly on my PC, always on a import or export drive, so we are safe there. So this is the way I've got the machine set up. Now let's make a quick test over here. I don't have it here. Blackmagic Design. Let's select our target drive, which will be the SSD. Oops. Target drive. SSD. Let's go to desktop. Desktop. Okay, so if we start, you'll see that we've got writes on 400 and reads on 420 something. Now sometimes you see the value of the writes going a little bit down, especially on the first test is always above 400, but then lowers a bit. This depends on the test that Blackmagic is making, but almost 300 if you count the lowest number, almost 300. If we go to our system, users, and desktop. Okay, if we go here and start a speed test. This is the regular hard drive. We have around 100 megabytes on writes and the same on the reads. So we are talking about an improvement of on the read speeds, which is the most important to opening apps and for your workflow. You are talking about 4 times more. If you compare it to a PCI internal SSD, you're gonna get maybe 7 times more. But in real world applications, will you notice that difference? I don't think so. On boot times, as I said, any internal SSD will beat an external one, just because when we press the button, the USB bus will not be ready to, and sorry about the clap, will not be ready to go, as opposed to the SATA connection or the PCI connection, which is ready to go. So that's the delay that we're going to have. but regarding the real work, when you open an app, when you want to render a video or mess around with photos or whatever, you're not going to see much of a difference. So this is something to consider, and to be honest with yourself. If I was in your place, I would definitely go for a BTO and put my SSD inside. I would order from Apple and put my SSD inside. But if you don't have another option, this is a great option for you. So let's just show you a few more things. And if you have an iMac, just try to do this on yours. So if I want to open a few apps, and I've already showed Photoshop, which opens fairly quick, almost instantaneous. So if you want to open a few apps and you start clicking and you have a regular hard drive, you cannot do what I'm doing right now. And After Effects, it's just finished. So if you have a regular hard drive and open the apps that I just opened right now, by this time you are still having that jump around, bing, 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 with the apps loading. So this is all in all a great experience, regardless of being internal or external. So let me close all these. Okay, so we are back, everything closed. So this is the experience that you're gonna have with an external one. And gonna close up the video already with 16 minutes. In conclusion, is it a good deal? Yes. If you don't have another option, yes it is. If you have the option to go internal SSD, go. Fusion drive, run away from that. My opinion, of course, run away from that. You're gonna get nice speeds, better speeds than the hard drive, but Mac is going to use the SSD. I'm not sure about the longevity, because it's going to write always first to the SSD and then it's going to transfer to HDD. So you are using your SSD a lot. You will have trim support and whatnot, but it's not, I don't like that workflow. So I prefer to have a dedicated SSD and then the hard drive. Even if you get a UASP 3.0 and put it on the back of the iMac, you will have plenty of storage and you can decide what goes in the SSD, what goes on your external drives. Regarding the price, I think, if I'm not wrong, placing an SSD on this thing on Apple Store will be 200 euros more. So you can save about, we are talking about 80 euros of savings if you go this route. I wouldn't do this for the money. Sorry, I wouldn't do this for the money. If you can spend 120, I'm almost sure that you can spend another 80 and get an internal SSD. So in conclusion, go for this if you feel that you got a good business, which was my case. And for my wife, she's not a geek, or she just uses this as a tool, which is a tool. So try to think that out, if it's worth it or not. If you don't have another option, if you already have your iMac and it's too late to make a customized order, then this is a good route, and you also have the Thunderbolt route. One more thing that I would like to say, that for my wife's uses, I did a great deal, and beside that I've got a 5-year warranty on this. I paid 80 euros extra to get 3 extra years of warranty. So I've got 2 plus the 3 years for 80 years, and 80 years for 3 years of warranty is great. So I've got 5 years warranty. If a fan goes bad, if, I don't know, something, if it wasn't a regular PC like I have mine, I would just open it up and take care of it. In this case, this machine, it's one of the downsides of the iMacs. you cannot do any upgrades, you cannot do anything, it's as it comes. So I've got a 5-year warranty. I'm not thinking, for my wife in particular, I'm not thinking of upgrading earlier than those 5 years. So it's as you can see, was a great deal for me, and for, of course, more for her. But this is it, guys. 20 minutes video almost, and I'm gonna close up for right now. I'm gonna try to record another video this morning, sharing a completely different thing, but which we are having fun, the whole family, not just me. We are having fun. It's about photography, but this is it. Don't forget, if you want to see an in-depth test of that I did, just go to the video that I think I will leave the link for the whole duration of the video. So you just press that button and see how the SSD works on the Mac Mini, and you will take all your questions and see all your doubts. Okay, so my name is Roberto Jorge. Thanks for watching, and bye bye.